So, when we come to Southeast Asia, we call it Indo-China. So, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, all three together is called Indo-China. The name was given by French during their ruling time in 18th century. So we will move ahead with what major destinations, the tourist places we have in Hanoi City. So in Hanoi City, we can divide Hanoi City into two major regions. So one is called Old Quarter, and the other one will be downtown. So the Old Quarter will be of like the more of traditional places which has been from long time, and the downtown will be new developed areas near the town. So we have a mix of cultural and heritage sightseeing in Hanoi capital. So the first one will be Hong Kim Lake. So Hong Kim Lake is like out of the Old Quarter. So the Hong Kim Lake is located in the Old Quarter. It is center of the Old Quarter. There's a story of Vietnamese king who got help from turtle to fight over the invaders, from which the turtle came from this lake. It's just a story which Vietnamese believe in. And the second one will be Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. So Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum is, let me introduce Ho Chi Minh first. We can say he's the father of Vietnam, like how we call the father of India, Mahatma Gandhi ji. We in Vietnam we call them Uncle Ho. Ho Chi Minh. He was a Congress leader, joined French Community Party, traveled French, US, China, with the different names. When Ho Chi Minh became democratic state of North Vietnam, he was he died in 1969. The war ended in 1976. So there are a few more historical places, which is Flag Tower. Flag Tower is a military symbol, considered as military symbol, which used to inspire a lot of people to fight for the country. It is also a symbol of Vietnam independence. The next one will be pagoda. The museum will be a lot of during the Vietnam War. There was a lot of remainings. The flag which still kept in the museum, and it is open for visitors. Then comes the two pagodas next to each other. One is Trang Cuc Pagoda, which is oldest pagoda. Vietnamese believe this pagoda has protected the country in hard times, so they still pray in this pagoda, and they believe it's a very sentimental place for them to pray. There's another one is called One Pillar Pagoda. It's a Buddhist temple again, which is unique architecture. This is the oldest pagoda in Vietnam, we can call. So there's one pillar pagoda during that time, around 18th century. It's a unique thing during those times. Option to go by train to Sapa from Hanoi. There's a night train which leaves around 9 p.m. in the night and which reaches around 6 a.m. 4 a.m. something in Sapa. So when anybody would like to visit Hanoi to Sapa, so this is almost 6 hours of drive. So there's some people who ask for, can we do a day trip to Hanoi to Sapa, which is quite hectic. You don't find much time. So we always suggest at least a night stay in Sapa. If they have 2 nights, it's still better. There's a lot of beautiful sceneries, places to visit in Sapa, a lot of activities you can do in Sapa. To be frank, it's a beautiful place. So you just keep a note of this. Anybody would like to visit Sapa must have at least 1 night or even 2 nights. It's suggested to spend on Sapa. So Sapa is like a rooftop of the Vietnam, which has unique and stunning mountains, which is full of rice fields. There's a lot of activities. You can do the rice paddy. There's a lot of handicraft which is sold. You can do a lot of shoppings. There's option for trekking, cycling. It's totally a different world what you see from Hanoi or Saigon overall. So if anybody would, they have enough days to spend, There's someone who's visiting for their honeymoon, and they like some adventures. We can suggest them for a sapa, which is uh, we can spend one night or 2 nights. So there's a lot of activities they can do there. So we move on to the next slide, which is Hanoi, Ninh Binh. So Hanoi and Ninh Binh is just 2 hours drive from Hanoi. There's a lot of pagodas again to visit in Ninh Binh. It's a beautiful tourist destination, which is in the south of the Hanoi. So from northern Vietnam to central Vietnam, we have few options to travel. There are a lot of people who ask, can we go by road? Yes, we can go by road, but it takes a lot of time, and the traveling is little hectic. So we always suggest to fly from northern Vietnam to central Vietnam. So you have two options. So you can fly from northern Vietnam, that is Hanoi or Hai Phong. So you can fly to Da Nang or Hue. So in central Vietnam, we have three major cities, which is Da Nang, which is we can say that next tourist hub, which is already a very famous one, but I'm pretty sure it will be a next highlight in Vietnam, which is the other former capital of Vietnam, which is pronounced as Hue, and the ancient town in Vietnam, which is Hội An. So if someone want to only visit Da Nang and the central regions, we suggest them at least 3 nights or 4 nights, which is suitable for the schedule to cover all the places. So we just go ahead with the sightseeing in Da Nang. So there's the first one, which is Marble Mountain, which is a limestone mountain. There's the top from the mountain it's beautiful. There's a Lady Buddha on the top of the mountain again. There's one thing about Marble Mountain. There's a few steps to be climbed. So if you have children or elderly people, we normally just try to avoid Marble Mountain. It's a beautiful view from the top. However, it takes a lot of effort to climb the top again. You can see the picture on the right top corner. And we have the second one. We have a Cham Museum. So we have a small historical relation from India to Vietnam. So we had a Champa ruler who they ruled in Vietnam from 15th to 17th century. The Cham Museum is the leftover of the Maison Temple. There's a Indian temple called Maison Temple, which is slightly demolished during the Vietnam War due to the air bombings from US authorities. So the leftover from the Maison Temple has been shifted to Cham Museum, which has been privileged and procured in this place. The Cham Museum is located in near the Da Nang. Bigger groups like 200 or 300 packs, it's quite hectic for us to accommodate those people in this building for this any can be a tour. But if you have a batch of 60, 70, we still manage to send them in the any can be a tour. See them in a batches. So what happens in any can beer tour? There's a it's a distillery. They explain about any can beer. It's located in 53rd floor. It has a 360-degree view. So they also show some videos. You get to taste the beer making. You also get a souvenir. The bottle will be on your name with your name. They will give you 2 bottles of beer with your name on it.